You have this radical left-wing ideology. So if you want to continue that rhetoric, go on, brother. Keep doing it. We'll keep destroying you in elections.
And the
Thank
people
you, and I
in
yield
Before we
back.
get into this explosive confrontation, make sure you like this video, subscribe to Capital Truthline, and turn on notifications because this channel is where political spin comes to die and the truth gets exposed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Walz, you stated in your opening statement the following: but nothing Minnesota has done stands in the way of federal government managing its border security policy.
Okay.
Governor, I want to ask you, why are you lying to this committee?
I am not
Who's the top law
Congressman.
enforcement officer in the state of Minnesota?
the top law enforcement
Yep.
officer. Attorney General.
Yeah, that's right. What's his name? What's his name?
Are you asking me, do you
Yep.
know his name?
Do you know his name? Do you know his name?
I know the AG Ellison.
This is an article right here I'd like to submit for the record. Minnesota AG says will not enforce federal immigration laws as DOJ threatens to prosecute officials who resist.
Without objection, so ordered.
Why are you lying to this committee? That is the top law enforcement officer in your state who's saying he will not comply with the federal government.
Nothing in his opinion changes the fact that state law requires all state and county officials to ask for immigration status when a convicted felon is
No,
committed.
I'm sorry, Governor. He is saying he will not comply with federal laws. That's your top law
Nothing in this
enforcement
opinion
officer.
changes how
You're
he-
lying and misrepresenting yourself to this committee. Now I want to ask you this. Do you think in that line of questioning, free health care, food assistance, free college tuition, driver's licenses, and cash assistance, do you think that that's helping or hurting this government manage its border security and policies?
Well, Minnesota ranks first in health care. We rank third in
Let
safety on
me
our roads.
answer that for you. It's actually hurting because what
It's making
you've
my state
created
safer
is
and more
you've created a
prosperous.
state that is now a magnet that is
There's
drawing
no law.
illegals
There is no sanctuary
to
law in
Minnesota.
Minnesota, Congressman.
I know you guys haven't put it that way on the books, but your state has everything, every element in it that is consistent with the sanctuary state.
That's
Moving
incorrect.
on, Mr. Walz. How about you calling ICE agents modern-day Gestapo? That also stands. Do you think that helps our federal government carry out its law enforcement?
I think best practices in
border
law
security
enforcement by
policies?
identifying who you are, identifying the vehicles, and making sure everyone has due process helps our law enforcement. I think covering your faces.
So you think that
rolling in there-
you think that helps calling our law enforcement agents that? What does ICE stand for, Governor? Immigration, Custom Enforcement, right? These are the guys that are tasked with enforcing immigration, federal
That's right,
immigration laws.
federal, that's their job. It's
So
not
you
the
think that
state's job.
calling them Gestapo is helping? You're not standing in the way. None of the messaging, none of the rhetoric is standing in the way of this administration doing what they've been tasked to do. Is that what you're saying?
I think what would help them is to follow due process, and when they do these missions, do the things that we expect of law enforcement.
How about when you
Identify
went on
yourself.
Anderson Cooper, Governor Walz, and you said, how high is this wall? If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in a 30-foot ladder factory. Do you think that helps our federal government carry out its law enforcement, its border security and policy operations?
When did I say that?
You went on Anderson Cooper and said that.
I-
Do you not remember saying that?
I-
Because you've said so many outlandish things that you
No, I
can't
don't
even keep
recall.
track of them.
The point being is.
The
that you
clip
need
is there
more
for
than-
everybody. It's there for all Americans. If you guys want to go watch it, it's an easy Google. All right, Governor, you recently went on Gavin Newsom's podcast. You stated in regards to MAGA voters, I scare them a little bit, which is why they spend so much time on me. No, I'm serious because they know I can fix a truck. That's your direct quote. You also said on the show, I think I could kick most of their asses. I want to be very clear with you, Governor. You do scare us a bit, but it's not because you can fix a truck or change a tire. It's actually because of your radical left-wing agenda. You supported putting tampons in boys' bathrooms. You advocated for the disarming of Americans of their Second Amendment rights. You're pro-sanctuary city, as we have uncovered here today. You claim there is no guarantee to free speech when it comes to misinformation and hate speech. That right there is why the American people have such a hard time with you. It's not because we're crazy MAGA people. It's because of your radical left-wing agenda. I want to ask you on that last one where you claim there's no guarantee to free speech. Did you pick that up on one of your 30 trips to communist China, Governor? That sounds a lot like something that they would do. Yes or no?
I'm sorry, I don't believe hate speech
Okay.
has a place in there. Hate speech that incites violence.
Governor Walz, you said that Kamala Harris picked you for vice president to code talk to white guys. How did that work out for this administration? How well did you do with white guys?
I don't have the
You
data.
lost by 22 points to white guys. And it's because you talk like the way you do, you say the things you do, and you have this radical left-wing ideology. So if you want to continue that rhetoric, go on, brother. Keep doing it. We'll keep destroying you in elections.
And the
Thank
people
you, and
of
I
Minnes-
yield back.
The people of Minnesota
What you
will
just
continue.
watched was not a misunderstanding, not a heated debate, but a full-blown exposure of how deep the dishonesty runs when it comes to the border crisis and radical left leadership. Congressman Eli Crane didn't raise his voice, he raised facts. And Governor Tim Walz had no answers. Walz walked into that committee room claiming Minnesota does nothing to interfere with federal border enforcement. That statement fell apart immediately. Crane pointed directly to Minnesota's own Attorney General publicly stating he would not enforce federal immigration laws. That is not cooperation. That is defiance. And when the top law enforcement officer in your state refuses to follow federal law, you don't get to pretend your hands are clean. This is the pattern we see over and over again. Blue states say they are not sanctuary states while handing out free health care, free tuition, driver's licenses, and cash assistance to illegal immigrants. You don't need the word sanctuary written in law when every policy screams it out loud. These states are magnets by design, and the American taxpayer is the one footing the bill. Then comes the rhetoric. Calling ICE agents modern-day Gestapo is not just reckless, it is dangerous. Immigration and customs enforcement agents are enforcing federal law. Demonizing them undermines law enforcement and emboldens chaos. Walls try to hide behind due process, but due process does not mean open borders and massed insults. And let's not ignore the mockery. Joking on national television about building ladders taller than border walls is not leadership. It's arrogance. It tells Americans struggling with fentanyl, human trafficking, and cartel violence that their concerns are a punchline. When Walz bragged about scaring MAGA voters and claimed he could kick most of their asses, he showed exactly how the left views everyday Americans. Not as citizens, not as voters, but as enemies. The truth is, what scares Americans is not a guy who can fix a truck. It's a politician who believes free speech has limits, who supports radical gender ideology, who wants to disarm law-abiding citizens, and who seems very comfortable borrowing authoritarian language straight out of communist playbooks. Crane was right to call it out. This is not about personality or party. This is about accountability. If you lie to Congress, if you undermine federal law, and if you mock the people you are supposed to serve, you deserve to be challenged, publicly and relentlessly. That exchange wasn't just a grilling. It was a warning. The American people are watching, and they are done with double talk. The radical left can keep pretending these policies aren't hurting the country, but elections keep proving otherwise. And here on Capitol Truthline, we're going to keep breaking it down, clip by clip, truth by truth.